Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. Woo! I am your grateful host. And in studio with me, my main man, Jamie Angel.
Yeah, baby. It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You ain't wrong.
I ain't wrong.
You the opposite of wrong. You know what that makes you?
Right. Right on.
Hey, guys, we're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Acadiana. That's the South Louisiana for all you folks living outside our great state. We're also broadcasting live on Rumble. Let me see you over there. Get on over there at Rumble. Rumble.com. We certainly appreciate you. Catch us live there. And a shout out to our friends at KLFY Plus. I think you see us. Well, you kind of see them. I don't know. Can they? That's interesting.
We know that they're watching.
That's right. And we certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Let's, speaker's been busy.
Oh, everybody's been. We got a lot today.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll be able to finish it. We have Secretary
Fleming coming on 4:30.
Okay. So candidate for U.S. Senate. We had Senator Blake Miguez on, I think, last week or week before, talking about his candidacy. And we've been talking about that race for quite some time now. Very interesting. All right, open invite to all those candidates. Emphasis.
Always.
Emphasis. All right, so little story from The Hill. Emily Brooks is reporting on this one. Good little article. So Speaker Johnson says House Republicans, all right, I'm going to get through this one. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. She's reporting that Speaker Johnson says that House Republicans are finalizing a Republican health care plan as the government shutdown nears 1 month. Okay, just bear with me. Johnson said, our friend from Louisiana, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise is coordinating with committee chairs to compile years of conservative ideas and talks into a working plan, while Democrats demand more funding for a whole bunch of stuff. The subsidies from Obamacare, which is, man, it's the political war over that is kind of shameful if you think about it, because we could have avoided it. But regardless, put that aside. Their main thing is they want to fund non-Americans over Americans. That's the bottom line. I don't care how you want to say it. When you want to give benefits to non-Americans, and that's your sticking point to keeping the government shut down, like go take a hike. It's hard to take you serious. It's hard to take you serious. We don't even need to call it what it is, illegal aliens. Okay? I didn't make that term. I don't know why people get so offended by it. Does that offend you?
What?
Illegal alien?
I mean, no.
Like, like the ET guys, I mean, they must be like really offended. Like the extraterrestrials, like they're not documented either.
Speaking of.
But no one talks about them.
Speaking of aliens, though, I've been following this 3-Eye Atlas comet, right? I know, it went over. I get fixated.
Go ahead.
This comet, right? That it's kind of been a big talk for a while.
I've heard about it.
The biggest one. It's just strange. Well, it's gone behind the sun, and it's gone dark, they say. Now they're saying it's a 40% chance it's extraterrestrial.
Okay.
I'm just letting y'all know.
It went dark? And who's they saying 40%?
Well, this one astronomer, Mr. Loeb.
Well, if Mr. Loeb says it's 40%,
he tends to be the excited of them.
No, I love watching all that because I love their passion, and it's interesting, and there's some truth in what they're saying.
Yeah, and if you compare that with Revelations, there's some very stark similarities.
I'm with you on that, but
it's like a Friday
I want to
topic.
take no, that's cool. We can take that on Friday if you want, but I want to take a note on that. We do as a society, as humans, not society, as humans. A lot of times we hear all this talk, especially Christians, about the end times and when it's coming, and this is happening and that's happening and that's happening. You could go thousands of years and make whatever you think in our human minds what it is. Man, made it very easy for us. There's only one entity. There's only one supreme being that knows the time and the hour, and that's God the Father. Not even the Son. Not even the Son knows. I didn't say that. Jesus said that. So look, I'm serious. We get all fixated on this. Oh, this is good. How about let's all focus on the now? How about let's be focusing now, all of us. How can we better ourselves? How can we better our families? How can we better our communities? How can we better our states and our country? And that's the order it should go. I mean, outside of your relationship with God being supreme, of course. All righty. So Speaker Johnson said, Republicans, yep, we've been working on this fix for a while. We've been working on the fix for health care for years, pointing to a framework he developed when he led the Republican Study
What they've been waiting
Committee. We're going to talk about that. I told you I'm going to try to get through it.
Okay.
I'm gonna lay it. I owe it to the folks. Got to at least do some little bit of reporting.
Got to give them something.
Got to give some.
Got to give them some truth.
Hey, now that I agree with. All right, let's go. Congressman Scalise is working with Ways and Means Chair, very important committee. Jason Smith, he's also working with Brett Guthrie, however you say it, Guthrie. Totally butchered that. He's the chair of Energy and Commerce.
You were close.
Yeah, I got the G right. And Tim Walberg, he is the chair of Education and Workforce. So I don't know what that one does, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. It's something. Democrats want Republicans to extend all the ACA subsidy enhancements no matter what. I will tell you, though, and we'll talk about it in our next topic, but Louisiana would be affected by that. We have 40%. Last time I checked, we have 40% of our population on Medicaid, and that is scary for many reasons. Many reasons. And I think the scariest part is the state's now dependency on the federal government. And that is a topic for its own day.
Some dependopotamuses.
Yeah, that's what I would say that.
That's what they used to call the military wives.
Boy. I can't believe. Don't listen. He doesn't mean that.
I'm just kidding. Just reminds me of back in the day.
I got you, brother. I got you. So Democrats want that. They want the ACA subsidy enhancements. GOP refuses to negotiate until Democrats vote to reopen the government, and I think that's responsible, and here's why. We've passed a plan. It's a clean bill. Opens up the government. Done our job. You got some sane Democrats over there. Fetterman's one of them. Who's the other one?
Ooh, you put me on a spot there. It's going to take a minute.
Well, I said reasonable and Democrat in Washington.
Wow.
Yeah,
Angus
King. Yeah, he's an independent.
Who's that other one?
But he caucuses with the Democrats. That's how they say it.
Wow.
No, I'm serious. When you're in the club, that's how you say it.
Caucuses with
So, all right. Johnson criticized the subsidies as throwing good money at a bad system. Totally agree with you, Mr. Speaker, but you have to have a replacement. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Hang tight. And he said the reform, he said real reform, and not like these bailouts that we constantly see. That's the real plan. So, hey, look, when we get back, we're going to kind of maybe talk about our journey as Republicans with Obamacare. And I wonder if we ever had a chance before. Did you think we ever did? Wait a minute. All right, we'll be right back. Stick around. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live on Rumble, rumble.com. Go check us out. Shout out to our friends on KLFY Plus. We appreciate you. Shout out to That's Real Sha. She said Obamacare was supposed to make it affordable. Now it's just expensive care for everybody, and especially employers.
We don't know if it's a he or a she. So for now, we'll just they.
They, him, she.
I don't
know.
We learned our lesson with our friend Tony Dasheries.
That's true. All right, shout out Joe Biden's lost memory. Hey, y'all, to you, too. Hey, y'all. I think he's saying y'all. Mm-hmm. Liberty lover. Always.
That's my friend.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I think who would be friendly would be Speaker Johnson. The few interactions I've had with him has always been friendly. All right, so back to this whole Obamacare thing, Obamacare subsidy battle, all the things we're talking about. Government shutdown. All right, my fellow Republicans. I love you. I'm talking about my Washington Republicans. We have been promising to repeal and replace Obamacare since 2015. We had entire waves of Republicans elected purely in 2016 on repealing and replacing Obamacare. We had a majority in the House. We had a majority in the Senate. We had President Trump begging for a bill. And maybe that would have been scary. See, the bureaucrats missed their opportunity. They could have probably at that point, could have put anything in there, and he just wanted to win. But he's been in government now. He knows where the levers are. He kind of knows some of these little tricks. I'm saying that all tongue-in-cheek, of course. I would imagine his staff would catch any fast or under-the-table moves, you know what I mean? But anyway, we've had our opportunities, and it's kind of frustrating whenever we're in a crunch. Now we want to talk about things, but let's just talk about it, okay? So again, back to 2016. Let's bring ourselves back to that time, okay? We elected Trump, and again, we gave a majority in the House. We gave a majority in the Senate. All the things. We wanted to do one thing. Well, of the things we wanted, our priorities, a majority of Americans said repeal and replace. Get a better product. Make it better. Get a better product. It never happened. And we can go through the theatrics and the Senate side and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. If Republicans at the time wanted it to happen, it would have happened. If Republicans in the time wanted it to happen, it would have happened. I wish people like Speaker Johnson and Congressman Higgins would have had a little more seniority at the time. They had just got into office. But you have two polar opposite ends of battle, way that you attack it. And Congressman Higgins has his way. Speaker Johnson has his way. Then regular Congressman Johnson. It would have been interesting because I would have loved to see with Clay's, kind of just stay on the mission and Johnson's maneuvering from a legislative standpoint. I don't know. It would have probably been good. But these two guys were freshmen at the time. You kind of have to give them a lot of grace, But who I don't give as much grace to, are the monuments, and I'm talking about the human monuments sitting in Washington that never leave. And they keep getting voting in. Jeez. Anywho, so now it's 2025.
Already.
And the government is shut down again. And we're talking about collecting. I just want, this is the frustration. We have so many wins on the Republican side right now. But we want to talk about collecting ideas. Let's go collect ideas. I have an idea. Somebody please call Senator Joni Ernst from Iowa and tell her to drop a bill because she has a good idea too. She has a great idea to cut $2.1 trillion, and I think it's fantabulous. But one thing that would be much better than talking about the good idea would be to drop a dang common sense bill that would put your good idea into action. I get so frustrated with my fellow Republicans when you don't act like Republicans. What's the point of having power if you're not going to go help people? Just do what you say you are going to do.
13 times now.
You don't
13 times they voted. Today was the 13th, and they still ain't passed nothing.
The government shut down. So look, here's the deal. So the government's all shut down. We're talking about thoughts now instead of action. I just think we can do better. I think we as Republicans can govern better. And there are examples of it. Look, I can't stand Obamacare. I'm a business owner too. And I remember when it passed. I remember what it was before, what we paid for health insurance before as a family and what we paid after. I bet a lot of you folks do too. I bet you a lot of you folks do too. I've seen the damage it's done, and so have you. But my goodness, leadership. Leadership means offering solutions, not just sound bites, not just thoughts, not just, we're going to repeal and replace, man, do it. And to Speaker Johnson's credit, I mean, at least he's trying to start that process again, but it's not a great look. It's not a great look. I mean, if y'all want to play games, I just wouldn't play. I just wouldn't play games with the healthcare stuff. I just wouldn't. I would play games with the bureaucrats. I would play games with these agencies that are shut down right now that no one is freaking noticing. Why wouldn't you shut them down? Why wouldn't you keep them shut? Why would you take away from American families, the backbone of this country, and just give it away to bureaucracy? Look, man, not to bring it like personal or anything, but it's like Lafayette. You got $100 million more than the last administration. Why aren't you building things? Why aren't you paving roads? Like, why aren't you doing things? The people work hard for their money, and it's frustrating to see at any level, state, federal, Montana, Hawaii, I don't care. We're all Americans. We all pay, to better our communities and better our country. My goodness. But enough is enough. And when I see my fellow Republicans doing silly things that are taking away from some really great things that are going on right now. It is a great time to be in America, but if we focused more on governing than the bologna sandwich that we're working with now, imagine what we could accomplish. And I'm not here to beat up on my own party. I've been in office. I know how tough these choices can be. Man, I know the pressure that comes with leading through conflict. I get it. And it's all relative. But I also know this. Real conservative leadership means being prepared before things happen. It means thinking ahead. It means having a plan and a fiscally responsible plan. That's a real plan. And showing the American people that freedom-based solutions actually work. And that's the opportunity we have. One question, Congress. Why is it that a family in Florida has to only get Blue Cross Blue Shield Florida? Why can't, if a plan in Nevada is better for them, how come they can't get it? Why don't you fix that? Why don't you let people have choice? I thought we were freedom. That's what I'm saying. Like, I bet you there's some easy things. So why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we doing it?
Furlishness.
No. We know why. Make it rain, baby! All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Phone lines are open. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live. I'm starting to see you over there. Thank you, guys. It's getting lonely. Live on rumble.com. And shout out to our viewing audience at KLFY Plus. We certainly appreciate you guys. All right, guys, phone lines are open. We're talking about Obamacare. And, man, my fellow Republicans, come on now. I love it. I love all the things we're talking about. We don't have the plan already. I mean,
you had years.
I mean, even in 2016, that was our biggest beef. Like, whoa. Well, hold on, Speaker Ryan. Hold on now.
Like 15 years.
Well, no. I'm talking about in 2016. Everybody ran on it, okay, at least for a year. I thought on January 20th at 12:01 p.m. 2017, the bill would drop. And, hey, promises made, promises kept. We've had a year to do this. We know what we're talking about. We know how to govern. Oh, no. Just a bunch of fluffery.
If it ain't broke, wait, hold on.
God.
If it's not too broke,
yeah.
just slap a little Band-Aid
Man,
on.
these guys, money talks. All right. Sadly, not with everybody. You got some good ones. You got some good ones. We need those guys to be in charge. Warren, what you got, buddy?
The biggest fraud that's ever been committed on the American people. And if you think they ain't fleecing the flock, just ask Moon Griffon. He working just to pay Obamacare. You know, that's a bunch of gay, transgender meth monkeys gone wild. I'll give you some real-world examples. I've been in that system for 16 years, and it's horrific. It's demented what they do to people. And they did $20,000 worth of CAT scans and x-rays, and they not finished. And I got a new doctor, and my new doctor is one of the best doctors in the world, and his saying is, dead doctors don't lie. He gave me $10 worth of a mushroom that kills bacteria and kills cancer. My arthritis is gone in 5 days. It's incredible. I've been 6 weeks on this program. It's unbelievable. I would think it was a lie if it wasn't happening to me. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Warren.
You sound like you're going to Dr. Kevin or something. I mean,
I thought you were going to ask him where he got his shrooms at.
oh, well, I saw some of it on the counter at the gas station today.
Come on.
Weird as no, it was.
No.
It was like some
At a gas
some
station?
shroom gummies
Man,
is what it
guys,
said.
I know, no offense to all these companies trying to make $1, but, man, don't buy that.
I didn't. And they were right next to the Labubu keychains.
There's somebody driving right now. Don't buy that, but you can buy the Labubu keychain.
Hey, they got Labubus at the Cecilia Fast Mart.
What is Labubu?
There's these creepy looking, horrific looking dolls. That's all the rage now. It's like
What?
the Tickle Me Elmo of the year.
Oh, okay.
It's
called Labubu.
Labubu. They're
Labubu.
awful. Oh, and there's this big thing. They had some fraudulent Labubus. Some faux boo-boos.
Faux?
Yeah.
Labubus?
La no-nos.
Yeah, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
Anyway, just trying to make
Mushrooms and Labubus.
$1.
When I saw them Labubus, I thought I had accidentally ingested some of the mushrooms. That's how creepy they are. They're weird looking.
It's bad, huh?
Yeah.
Kill Switch, what's crack-a-lacking your way, buddy? We appreciate you. Oh, wait, hold on, Kill Switch. Here you go, bud.
Yeah.
To you, my friend.
Cheers from the Desio Chalice.
Yeah, yep. All right, so let's stay kind of on topic here. I'm going to go to an article from the Hayride. Conrad Appel, that name might sound familiar to you. He's a former legislator, believe a state senator, if I'm not mistaken, but he served in the legislature, and he wrote a pretty good article. Now, he lays out, again, this is out the Hayride, he lays out exactly how Democrats are using the government shutdown as cover for, a drum roll, protecting the failed legacy of Obamacare. I mean, okay, I get it. I know, look, we can focus on them prioritizing non-Americans over Americans, and that's definitely the priority. And that's definitely the main facts here, okay? But Conrad Appel makes some good points here, okay? So he points out that by, check this out, substituting government control for competition, Okay? The Affordable Care Act has made health care less affordable and more bureaucratic. That's what That's Real Shaz said on Rumble. Now, in Louisiana and other states out there, if we got viewers, this might apply to your state too. Remember, this applies to Medicaid expansion, all this stuff applies to you as well. But in Louisiana, the former legislature says that John Bel Edwards' unilateral adoption of Obamacare doubled the state's budget over a decade, enriching certain groups like hospitals, insurance conglomerates, and holding companies, but not patients. And now Democrats in Washington are holding the government hostage to funnel, from what Mr. Appel says, and he's right. He's not wrong what he's saying, but to funnel even more taxpayer money into a broken system. And you heard the speaker say that. Throwing good money into a broken system does not help patients, and it does not make it more affordable. Waiting till the government shutdowns in light of an expiration date, though, is not necessarily a great look for us conservatives. We should have a solution. Quite frankly, I'm a little disappointed, and I don't use that word lightly. Actually, I'm not disappointed. Disappointment, I would imagine your expectation would be a certain way, and then, you don't get the value. So the expectations aren't met.
Disappointed is when your kids do something you told them not to do.
Yeah, well, this is beyond that.
Well, we told them not to do this.
This is beyond that. My expectations were so low. They still kind of are. It's infuriating because here's why it's infuriating. And it maybe to me and you specifically and some others, we governed. We know how easy it is. Just don't do the silly stuff. Literally just cut the waste, do the job, get the heck out of the way, and just move on.
Yeah. And we both know as veterans that healthcare does not have to be stupid. It doesn't. Now, granted, the VA used to be pretty atrocious, but it works now, and it's pretty efficient, and it's very cost effective for veterans. And I'm sure the government's not paying top dollar like they expect some of these insurance companies to pay. Has to be money, but I never understood why we wouldn't get rid of the bureaucracy and just give qualifying veterans a doggone insurance card. Yeah, but then they're subject to the same crap that everyone else is subject to with these insurance companies. Oh, I'm not going to cover this. I'm not going to cover that. But the VA will. Your toe is red before you got cancer, so we're just going to cut it off. No, the VA has formulary just like the other guys. No. I'm telling you. Look. Shout out to all the VA folks. I agree. Way better than the past. I do appreciate all the advocacy. And more importantly, I do appreciate whoever in government was listening because that's comforting. That's refreshing because it is a better system. I'm still not convinced that cutting all that waste and expense, how many salaries are we the people paying? How many brick and mortar are we the people paying when you could just put them on TRICARE? We could just put them on a health insurance plan. You could probably create your own health insurance plan with that many qualified members. Man, I got TRICARE, and let me tell you. And don't do TRICARE. Never want to pay for it. Well, kind of a catch-22. Well, Obamacare is my alternative. So TRICARE, you want to see a doctor, you got to go to your nearest military base. And if there's not one, you got to go to a city next to a military base, which is 40 miles away. I'm with you. We're just asking the wrong question here in this country. I'm serious. We're asking the wrong question. We continue, even this discussion right now, we're continuously asking who is going to pay for the medical services. That's what we're asking. We're so wrong. We are so wrong. We should be asking, why does it cost so much? Mm-hmm. Now, you get mad at President Trump with these tariffs, but man, even like drug costs, things like that, how many manufacturing plants have reopened or decided to stay because of his efforts? We could go on and on. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. We'll keep those phone lines open.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live on Rumble. Go to check us out, rumble.com. You can also go to my X page, which is at Josh Guillory USA. Again, very original, very unique, high quality. All right, phone lines are open, guys. My favorite part, 232-1542. My little quiet listeners, let's do it now. Come on. Renee, tell us what's up, man.
What's up is the left. You know, they have a thing about Latino illegal or legal immigration. They keep whining about the great replacement. They keep whining about racism. They keep whining about what the right want to make them do. You know what? I speak Spanish to a degree. You know, I know how to speak different languages. If we had to speak in 5 or 10 years Spanish across the board in North America, I could function pretty good. That's why the communist left don't understand. Maybe we just need mostly white communist Americans need to be replaced with people that go to church and work and don't have rights and break everybody's damn property and respect the police and the law. Maybe we should have them communists or most of them communist white people replaced by Latinos.
All right.
Sí, es la verdad.
Sí,
Yo puedo hablar español también.
I can't recall, but I don't. Thank you, Renee. We love you. We appreciate you. I don't recall. Was his preferred type Latino or Ukrainian?
Latino one.
So not Ukrainian.
Ukrainian.
That's in my figment of my imagination.
Probably.
All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. And is it too far of a stretch to say that maybe they should? I'm just gonna be. I'm recalling my conversations with Renee, and
Pump the brakes, man.
I'm just gonna
stop right there.
I'm just gonna stop. You know I love. Hey, Renee, I love you, man. I appreciate that. I'll tell you this: our frequent flyers, man. I wouldn't trade you for anything, brothers and sisters. We got some too. And no, I really do. I appreciate the passion. I appreciate bold. Look, I wouldn't keep answering your call if I didn't appreciate you. Even the folks that dissent, hey, just come with peace. We come with peace. Dissent is not bad. Healthy dissent is not bad.
Or a healthy dissentist, Lil Ronnie.
That was good. All right, so let's get into all this. All right, so here is, again, and it's Mr. Appel. Sorry. Thank you, Bandit. Conrad Appel. Okay? So, again, this legislature, Mr. Appel, former legislator, Mr. Appel, he writes a piece for the Hayride. Just to remind everybody, Obamacare replaced, a few little facts to put this in context, replaced market competition, something that was there for quite some time, with more federal control. It did the opposite of what the government said. Shocker! Drove up costs for families and definitely for small business employers. You know, us little guys that you know, try our best to help folks. So in Louisiana, Medicaid expansion under Obamacare doubled the state budget with little to show for it, and the former legislature highlights that. The real winners of Obamacare have been big hospital networks and insurance corporations, again, according to Mr. Appel, not the public. I definitely would agree that the public has not benefited. I don't have anything to support or not support the other comments about hospital networks and things like that. I will say this about what I know about hospital networks. They have a duty to whoever they have a duty to, and it involves making money. So they're flexible. I'm just telling you, like they're flexible. Whatever the policy of the administration is at whatever level they're dealing with, they'll more than likely try to bend over backwards to not go against that. So my point in all this is what you see happening is what our elected officials are allowing to happen. I'm just speaking truth, okay? Just speaking truth. Now, Democrats in Washington on Capitol Hill, mainly Democrat senators, although the House, is doing what they do. They're using the shutdown as political cover, more federal subsidies, more failing models of funding to non-Americans over Americans. Appel argues that once government gives something away, it becomes politically impossible to take it back. Not true. Not true. I know that firsthand. Not true. But you will upset some folks that know a lot of folks. I'm just saying. So if that it's what matters to you. What matters to you? What matters to you? I mean, that's why just give me truth, just give me sincerity. But Appel over here, he's right. This shutdown isn't about compassion. It's not about saving health care. It's not even really about funding illegal alien efforts. It's about saving Obamacare from its own collapse. Don't mistake yourself about it. Democrats built a monster, and now they're blaming Republicans for not wanting to feed it anymore. My problem with the Republican Party, right, my fellow Republicans on Washington is, man, where's the solution? Now you're collecting ideas? What? See, this is the problem. See, Trump is a doer. That's why I'm saying, this is our chance. Conservatives, this is your chance. We have maybe a couple more months because it's going to be political season. And then maybe, possibly, if Trump is still dominating the polls, possibly in his second half, if we keep the House and the Senate. But, man, this just shows you the circus in congressional Republicans and Democrats, just Congress as a whole, as opposed to a president. Say what you want about Obama. The man did stuff. He said he was going to fundamentally change America. We didn't listen. But he was a doer. Trump is a doer. But he has an opportunity. We as a country, we could codify all these good things that are going on, but we want to do this nonsense. Anywho, stick around, guys. We'll be right back. Hour number 2 is going to be hot.
this hour brought to you by Glenn's Towing and Recovery, 989-0510, 989, a nickel and a dime. We've got an accident, no injuries reported, Heidi Circle at Glen. We've also got an accident with injuries that is causing some backups. Mile marker 101 I-10 eastbound. It's going to be right around the university exit there. We've got some backups stretching past, let's see, going almost back to past Ambassador Caffrey towards Scott. So quite a backup there. So avoid I-10 if you can if you're heading eastbound. Also, a hit and run Ambassador Caffrey Parkway at Settlers Trace and an accident, unknown injuries, East 2nd Street. Otherwise, everything looking pretty good out there. We are expecting some showers and storms a little bit later tonight, so if you are heading up, grab that umbrella. Otherwise, just be safe. And if you see any issues, give us a call, 337-232-1542 in the Cape Out News hotline, or you can download the Cape Out News app for free from your phone's app store and shoot us a text message using the app. Go check it out. And remember, traffic this hour brought to you by Glenn's Towing and Recovery, 989-0510, 989, a nickel and a dime. Stick around, hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show starts.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios. We're broadcasting live for Rumble. I think we might still be up on KLFY Plus for this hour, and we are certainly still remaining here grateful in your presence. So thank you so much. Let's move on to another topic now, shall we?
Aren't you glad you're not in Jamaica right now? I'm just going to put that out there.
Man, pray for those guys. Yeah, I was
185 mile an hour sustained wind.
I was rolling down the hallway, and I didn't get caught in the conversation. That's
a miracle.
It was close. It was close because I heard in our friends at Hot 107.9, they have that on. Mm-hmm. So they were like, look at this.
It's insanity.
I didn't even know.
We got very lucky this year. Thanking
Hey, I don't know. It ain't over till it's over. All right, so Jeff Sadow, he is writing that Governor Landry, his executive order to pause new carbon capture projects. You might have recall we discussed that a couple weeks ago, that the governor issued an executive order put a little temporary stay, a little pause on any new carbon capture projects. And Mr. Sadow over there, Jeff, he says it's a good move. I agree for many reasons. And look, we certainly appreciate it. You know, we're later in the hour, maybe we talk about the redistricting again. Maybe we talk about the Senate. We will definitely probably talk about the Senate, the legislature voting on extending the dates that we vote. And there might be some things that go along with that. But I'm saying all that because Governor Landry, you know, is under some heat for that stuff. And I always believe you should reward good behavior. So I think that his decision to pause for whatever motivation, I don't care. I don't care if it was political motivation. I don't care if he finally realized that we, the base, think it's absolutely interesting that we as a Republican government was actually going down that silly rabbit hole. But I don't care what the reason is. He changed his mind. He changed his course. Great. Good. That doesn't make him weak. It makes him a better leader if he can do that. That's good. So Jeff Sadow is writing about Jeff Landry's executive order. He says it's a good move. I agree. But here's why he's saying it was like this is his test of what made his decision what he believes objectively right. All right? And it's very easy. He said it angered the right people, lobbyists and grifters cashing in on taxpayer money. Sadow's right. So the article argues that Landry's moratorium simply applies common sense to a scheme that's gotten out of control. All right, so Louisiana's Department of Conservation and Energy. You may not have heard that department because it just changed its name. Oh, wait, it changed it the last time. When was the last time? Last year. So twice. I'm just saying, if we were doing great things, then I wouldn't care about any of this stuff. You know, it's just we're missing the boat. Anywho, so Louisiana's Department of Conservation and Energy, they set up a choke point for carbon capture permitting. Now, only 6 projects are allowed to advance for now. All others are on hold. I'm assuming that's because they've already met all the previous regulations, I would imagine. So, but there's 6 that are going forward. Everybody else on hold. The order also requires public engagement. Okay, fluffity fluff. Meaning local governments and citizens can weigh in. I mean, if you have time. People, I was always amazed how these elected officials would be influenced when you're representing 250,000 or 130,000 or 250,000 people. You're going to let 7 people that fill out a card at a meeting to outweigh all the objective analysis that you've been presented.
Why not?
Why not, right? Why not?
That's how we do it here.
Yeah, man. That's how they do it a lot of places. But great. Thank you, Mr. Governor. Here's my question, though. So you got 6 that are going through. Where was the public engagement there? Because I heard some public engagement to include on this show. And we were asking why the heck were we doing that? Wait, what? Wait, we're doing what? What are we doing?
That public engagement's all a show. You know, they're going to have a little town hall, little committee meeting.
We're going to blue ribbon panel.
You know, they're going to do all that.
Talk.
And for what? For what? For nothing.
Get my little committees. Anyway. I mean, sometimes, here's the deal. I love public input when it's genuine. I think what currently goes on in public input is a joke, and you know it is if you look into it. How many of you been to them? How many of you been to them? Very small percentage.
Now there's a committee? That's the last step before a task force.
So, Landry then issued his executive order. He locked in these policies in. He locked them all in. He freezed new approvals. All right, so the energy lobby immediately protested, saying that the pause would hurt business. It would hurt certain businesses for sure, those contracts. Most carbon capture projects, now listen to this, they rely on federal subsidies, shocker, like the 45Q tax credit. They're primarily used for enhanced oil recoveries, what they're pushing.
Because that's what they're using the carbon.
Yeah.
They're blowing it into the wells to force the oil out. Like it's just benefiting them. They're not saving the environment.
No.
They're just making it worse because they got to make more carbon to make. Stupid.
It just I just don't understand. With all these concerns, it goes back into with all the priorities that Louisiana has. And really, actually, you don't need to. Actually, it's not because if everything's a priority, nothing's a priority. Mm-hmm. But if we worked on shrinking government and empowering local governments, specifically in the road program, I'm giving you a specific, just that alone will better the government, our state and local governments across the state. Insurance, all the things that we've talked, all the things people ran on. Okay, so question: why did we right out the gates just rush into these 6 permits being allowed when like now we're putting a pause, probably for good reason. Those concerns we were telling you. That's the problem. You want to talk about public input? My rear end. All right, we're going to open up the phone lines because we got the secretary coming in the bottom half of the hour. He wants to talk about his campaign. So let's talk to what?
Oh, we're going to go to breaking in.
Oh, man, come on. Poor Jerry. Jerry, we're going to come right back to you, man. That's the big bad wolf over there. Something about commercial breaks. What's up with that? We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live on Rumble. Let me go see you over there at rumble.com. Certainly appreciate everybody. Phone lines are open. About to go straight to the phone lines, 232-1542 outside the Acadiana area. Go check us out, 844-766-6607. Hey, that's Real Shad. That, man, we appreciate it. It's a podcast, man. Yeah. And we actually follow, and I appreciate you guys following us and commenting, and we love you guys, man. I'm gonna make a point. We're gonna make a point to go on y'all's podcast.
Yeah, they got a cool little podcast. They do Cajun stories and some history and stuff. It's pretty cool. And then Desi O was chiming in earlier. We were talking about TRICARE and whatnot. And he said, hospital billed $897. TRICARE paid $4. You owe $0. Hey. And he's right. He says, I love my TRICARE plan. Additional annual family plan, $386 a year. It is very cheap. I love TRICARE for that. And when they do pay, I mean, it's usually pretty good. It's just they always have to be secondary if you have other insurance. And it's just, insurance is complicated.
No, it's not. We make it complicated. It's not. And it's just not a priority. And we're asking the wrong questions. Why are we asking? Why does it cost so much? We always want to talk about who wants to pay it. Anywho, let's go to Jerry. He's been on the hold for a while. Jerry, thanks for holding on for a little hot minute. What's happening, buddy?
Oh, not too much. If I was the speaker or anybody in Congress right now, if I was in Congress, I wouldn't take the high ground. I would treat them like a disgruntled ex-girlfriend I'm arguing with. I'm telling you right now, I would tell them, I say, what about this health care that you can't pay for? I said, what about whenever you were giving Ukraine more money than all the wars cost us put together while you and Biden was running the country? We could have all got gold-plated legs.
Yeah.
They might have been able to cure cancer, but all we've been able to do is make Russia more mad. So my point is that if they wanted to do that, they would have cut their little pet projects, and they would have been able to do that.
Absolutely.
Poor people already going to get taken care of by the state, 13,000 and under. They got free insurance. I'm sorry, but I'm missing the point here.
Yeah,
I really don't even care.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thanks, Jerry. Man, all good points. I just think it's the whole thing. I mean, I mean my criticism of my fellow Republicans, it's frustration. It's frustration, man, because most of us Republicans and conservatives have been saying, okay, the replace part.
Should have gotten my hips gold-plated.
They can't even repeal it. I mean, like, come on, man. So now we're talking about solutions, but to Jerry's point, I'll summarize what Jerry's saying. It's about priorities, and it's about prioritizing America's needs. And all those little pet projects that Jerry was talking about, and all those expenditures overseas for non-Americans, it's the same old, same old. He was right. He is right. Jerry, I'm with you 100% on that, my man. All right, who we going to? Norm from Poche Bridge. What's up, Norm?
The ever-curious Norm wants to ask a question. We go back up a little bit to one of the earlier segments there. Norm wants to know, what's the difference between fracking, which is bad, and carbon sequestration, which is great?
There's no difference. They're the same. Except one uses water and one uses compressed gas. I would say the compressed gas might be a little more dangerous than water because it's flammable.
Well, okay.
There you go.
Now I know. I'm glad I asked the question.
Yeah.
Norm, I'm always glad when you ask a question. Thanks for calling in, brother. We appreciate you.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Let's see here. Renee. What's up, Renee? Renee, bring the heat.
Well, the difference between fracking and carbon is fracking give you the gas so you could drive to go buy trees and plants to suck up the carbon. Pretty simple, like that.
Hey.
And another thing, insurance and all them pet peeves that the Democrats worried about, like a household. You can have your pet peeves and nobody go cry about it if you had the economy going for 12 years when you had wannabe satellite to the Soviet Union communism under Obama and Biden. If we had good economy, lots of money, tax-paid money gone from people having jobs and making money, you could have had them extras, but you blew it, so you don't deserve your extras. just like a house. The kids are fighting. You don't deserve yours because you didn't put in nothing into it.
All right, thank you, Renee. Let's go to Warren. What up, Warren?
Yeah, I wonder how much that knee surgery cost Jamie. You know, they do all this diagnosis and testing. The people I got, they can diagnose you on the telephone. You ain't got to do all kind of fancy tests. You don't even need a doctor. You know, a $44 bottle of Ultimate Glucose Gel lasts 2 months. I can already raise my shoulders. I'm becoming uncrippled. I mean, compared to how much a double shoulder replacement's going to cost, and it ain't going to be right.
Warren, I got a question. Now you feeling good and all this stuff. You sure you got the right mushrooms?
It is a mushroom that regulates blood pressure, bacteria. It's a lot of different things.
All right.
But this doctor has reversed over 700 irreversible diseases. He's ahead of the curve, and he'll put the medical business out of business if people find out about him.
Hey,
And to answer your question, Warren, each hip was approximately $100,000.
jeez. Well, that's what the charge was.
So
That's what
you
was
see,
billed.
less than $100, you're going to get treated better, and you're going to be right. You're going to be fixed versus you're going to have to go back and do that knee surgery again later on. They milk you good, baby. They got it down pat. Trust me, I've seen it firsthand. They're the best at swindling.
Well, hey, Warren, we love you, brother. We appreciate you. Let me build on maybe a little bit. You know, Warren makes some pretty good points, though. I think the main thing is what we're suffering from, or maybe not. Maybe we're just awakening. And please, to my friends in the healthcare, don't look into this. All right, I'm just saying. During COVID, it's a very unfortunate consequence that our medical doctors specifically are still undergoing. They took a big hit. You know, before COVID, and I'm not saying it's their fault. It's not their fault. It's actually not their fault. Yeah, there's some doctors that is their fault, but a vast majority, man, they just want to do the right thing. I mean, they were presented with the same facts we were, novel virus. Oh, and by the way, y'all go fix it. I mean, I get all that. But there was so much politics in COVID that follow the science turned out to be a joke. And that's so sad because it's unfortunate because before COVID, I think medical doctors were batting in the 90 percentile, like in the 90s, like of trust, in the 80s to 90s, high. And now it's polarized. Are you a Republican doctor? Are you a Democrat doctor?
What?
And now it's like 50-50.
They have those?
Yeah, well, you know, so it's like, you get what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to have to.
Got to shout out to Dr. Cordova.
Yeah.
Been my doctor for a hot minute, my partner. Good guy.
All the doctors, man. I love Dr. Jamie Cordova.
Jaime
Cordova. I love you, Doc. You know that. All my doctor friends. Great guys and gals. Great guys and gals. So let's go back to this carbon capture thing. We got a few more minutes. And again, we'll have Secretary John Fleming, Treasurer, on at some point in the bottom half of the hour, maybe right after this segment. Hope so. And he'll talk about his candidacy for United States Senate. Starting to become a little, not crowded. Well, it's kind of crowded, getting kind of crowded, fighting for that conservative spot. Who's going to go against Senator Cassidy in the runoff? That's what I would imagine. So, but back to this carbon capture pause. All right. So some will say, you know, hey, about time we have a Republican governor tapping the brakes on something that's been sold as green, but is really a corporate welfare in a hard hat, pad in pockets. The only problem is, he didn't inherit it. That's all I'm going to leave it with. He didn't inherit that. So let's call it what it is, though. This is carbon capture craze. I mean, this is a money pit. Call it what it is. It's a money pit. And your money not going to you. They pump gas underground, they call it saving the planet, and then cash federal checks. That's the process. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not. Here's the thing. Duty number one, protect your folks. Nobody can even tell us whether it's safe. no one can tell us whether carbon capture is even necessary, and no one can objectively tell us whether carbon capture is even effective to achieve the stated goals from our friends in Greenieville. It's a happy place. It's not on planet Earth, but I mean, it's a happy place.
It's not green in the sense that they're smoking pot out there.
They might be.
They might be.
All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Hey, man, teach their own. I don't know. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on Rumble. And shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience. We certainly appreciate you. And I appreciate this gentleman right here to my right. You might recognize that face if you're on the viewing audience. This is our Secretary of Treasury, our Treasurer, former representative in Washington, founding member of the Freedom Caucus, Secretary John Fleming.
Well, hi, Josh. Glad to be with you. Thanks for the introduction.
I try to be professional here, Mr. Treasurer. You know.
Great.
So look, I like a lot of folks have followed you. We certainly appreciate your advocacy and consistency in the conservative causes. Right. And it's talk is cheap, and you know that, and sometimes being bold and being conservative, right. You're on an island. But a lot of people appreciate what you've done. So you're running for United States Senate. Talk to us.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I announced, Josh, December 4th of last year. No one else got in for months after that. So it's for sure the longest running campaign among all the candidates. And now we have a crowded field, as I expected. So things have progressed well. I actually polled very well from day one. And as more people have gotten in, we've done polls. I've probably done 4 or 5 polls with the entire cast. Now, I have to eliminate people who come in at less than 1%. They're the people that, they'll put their name in the hat, but they don't really campaign. They don't have any political base or background. So my discussion's always with people that actually are active candidates. And there's about, I believe, we may be up to 4 or 5 right now, and then Bill Cassidy. So, as everybody knows, I think Bill Cassidy is a U.S. Senator who voted to convict Trump in the second impeachment trial. He said that because he was guilty, but remember, there was a trial, and he never disclosed what that evidence was. And when we look at it, we find out that 3 days before January 6th, which is what this is all about, the kerfuffle that happened at the Capitol, that President Trump met with Nancy Pelosi, General Milley, who was head of Joint Chief of Staff, and Mayor Bowser of D.C., and he said to them, you need 10 or 20,000 National Guardsmen to protect the Capitol. It's going to be a bad day. We already had National Guardsmen surrounding the White House. Remember, I was in the White House during that period. We had a 3-perimeter fence, and Nancy Pelosi turned him down. She said it's bad optics. And he couldn't do it unilaterally. He had to have her request. That's the way our laws work with that. So President Trump wasn't guilty of anything. He also wasn't guilty of collusion with Russia. He hadn't been guilty of any of the things he's been accused of. And so I was in the Trump administration after 8 years in Congress, first at Health and Human Services. Then I was appointed Assistant Secretary of Economic Development and Commerce, and then moved over. Trump wanted me over there as Deputy Chief of Staff in the White House, where I served for the last 10 months. And by the way, that place emptied out. A lot of resignations after January 6th. But I did not leave my post.
That's my man.
I'm a military veteran. I don't leave my post.
I appreciate General Order Number 1. I believe it is. I had to dust my cobwebs off. So you served in the military, which branch?
Navy. I was a Navy physician for 6 years.
That's right. Yeah. So I forget your background, and you went into business, I believe, subways?
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Right.
I pay attention.
Excellent. After I got out of the military, I set up a private practice in Minden, Louisiana.
I know where Minden is.
And the practice flourished from the beginning. In fact, still operates. I still practice from time to time. Cool. But then a little later, I got the entrepreneurial bug. I decided to open up a Subway restaurant, which was very new then. And we eventually opened up 32, which still operate today. And we got into other things, real estate and other franchise concepts. But we've been very fortunate. The Lord has been good to us. We've been blessed. And so I've enjoyed 2 careers before coming into politics. One was, of course, in medicine, where, in my opinion, what I'm doing is serving God by serving his people. And then secondly, in business, which is the American way, right? Small business. And then thirdly, in 2008, I decided to run for the U.S. House of Representatives, where I served for 8 years prior to the 4 years I was in the Trump administration.
And, I knew of you, but when I was in office, I met you. Mm-hmm. You met a ton of people. But one thing I really liked about it, but you personally, but also your staff, we worked together on opportunity zones.
Right.
And that was something President Trump did. That's why I think us as Republicans, we have an opportunity just following President Trump to grow the tent. Yeah. I mean, a lot of folks in the minority community, in the African American community, the Hispanic community are very conservative. We just need to communicate to them. And I think that's what Trump's doing. I think that's why you're seeing that demographic. Yeah. But what's your, what opportunity zones? I mean, I was kind of in the past. I mean, any thought? I mean, you bring executive branch experience and legislative branch experience. So what's your thoughts on that? Any more opportunities that you can see of? I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, you mentioned minority communities, and I can tell you that they are rapidly moving towards a Republican Party.
As they should. The Democrat Party, they love the black vote, but they hate black people.
Well, you see, they have used the minority community as an instrument to get into office, and then they forget about them. And like I talk to my, African American minority friends, I say, look, both parties should be competing for your vote. It shouldn't be a one-sided thing. Otherwise, you're taken for granted. So I've had a lot of African American support come my way in this short period of time that I've been a candidate. And you may know that Elbert Guillory endorsed me.
I did see that. My cousin.
Right. There you go.
Hey, he could connect the dots.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Leave it to him. But and Hispanics have been flooding into the Republican Party because they've experienced communism.
Man, that's and if not directly, indirectly for sure. They're very closely related. I love the Hispanic population. Our community, they add such a lot of. We're the melting pot of the melting pot here in South Louisiana or in Louisiana. Period. You know what I mean? Right. But just my time in office, I agree with you. I have the same assessment. Right. Just go communicate. And what I found is a lot of Hispanic folks, a lot of African American folks, pro-life. They value life. Right. Pro-Second Amendment.
Right.
Both groups have a healthy distrust of government. Healthy.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? That sounds pretty conservative to me.
Well, also, they don't like men and women's sports.
Yeah,
and they don't like men and women's locker rooms and bathrooms.
Hey, come on.
I mean, who does other than a select few of weird folk?
Yeah. Can y'all even look? I can't even imagine this. One of the local universities was considering making and changing the signs and everything. One out. What the hell are you wasting money on? This just to be inclusive.
Right. The family restroom.
Yeah.
Oh my! I could accept that more than the gender neutral. Right. Can't be gender neutral is not a thing.
Right.
We have a doctor here. What am I? I'm just a dumb Juris doctor. You're a medical doctor.
I can tell you this. You're right. I'm an MD, and I know the difference between male and female. Okay. I learned a lot about it in medical school. However,
they taught you that.
But yes, they did. But actually, I had learned long before that. Okay, I didn't have to get an MD to find that out.
I watched Kindergarten Cop and figured out really quick.
Right.
Really
and
quick.
It's hilarious to watch these hearings on Capitol Hill where they'll ask someone who's got a PhD and they go, well, can you tell me the difference between a man and a woman? And they can't do it. They can't define the difference.
It's crazy. We're going to take a tiny little break. Mr. Secretary, can we have you one more segment?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Right. All right, guys, stick around. We have Secretary John Fleming, candidate for United States Senate. We will be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Acadiana. That's South Louisiana for you folks outside this wonderful state. We're also broadcasting live on Rumble. Go check us out. I'm seeing you over there now. We certainly appreciate that. And that chat is really, really getting fired up. Thank you guys so much. If you recognize this gentleman in studio with me, it's probably for a reason. This is our treasurer, John Fleming. He is a candidate for United States Senate. And I appreciate you being in here, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for not leaving in the break. The folks don't realize we solved all the world's problems, 30-second bites at a time.
Right.
Took a little breather, 4.5 seconds, like NASCAR pit stop. Okay, we got this. Like hot topic. All right. So, all right, Mr. Secretary, I'm going to ask you a tough question.
All right.
It's not a tough question, actually. It's an probably easy one for you. So we have this government shutdown. We notice all these. We notice several departments that we don't even notice that they're, there. Okay, or they're not there. We don't even notice they're not there. That's a crazy thing. Okay, so easy win would be to codify those cuts. Like, man, look. I'm sorry. Come back if you think it's a great idea. Have all the the legislative process work.
Right.
But let's go a little further. Some departments that we know are not really on the chopping block, but we have a president that's saying, I'm willing, I want it,
absolutely,
and that one, let's go with an easy one, Department of Education. So, if you win this race, you're going to be a senator. Mm-hmm. A lot of power, you one of only 100, one of only 2 in our great state that bring our voice. Sure. Would you support eliminating the Department of Education federally?
Well, let me ask you a rhetorical question on that.
I like this.
So the Department of Education was stood up under Jimmy Carter, okay?
Okay. Yeah,
now,
we can stop there then.
So my question is our public education system better or worse since we created the Department of Education?
I like it. I like it. That is well said.
Right. So I vote we do away with the Department of Education. Thank you. Which is really just the arm of the teachers' unions. And it just gives them the ability to use that money for political purposes to get their candidates who then give out handouts. So I just think all that needs to be taken down. Schools are much better run, as you know, on the local and state level. Much better.
Man, I even think, I'm going to go a step further, bring it local. I think we should re-examine our school board districts. I think they're too big. Yes. I think they're too big. Right. I think other states have independent school districts. I think other states have smaller political subdivisions that oversee education at the local level. I think we should do those.
One thing we're doing that you may or may not be aware, a lot of people don't know it, March 31st, we stood up a transparency website for all K-12 and charter schools. Before that, nobody knew anything about their budgets, their performance. But with school choice, now you can go on. It's user-friendly. Anybody can go on. You can compare one school against many, one against one, whatever you want. And when we stood it up, we found stuff like taxpayers paying bar bills, taxpayers paying for massages, taxpayers paying car payments. Oh, yeah.
Whoa!
Yes, we did.
Okay, so this is the Louisiana treasurer doing this.
Yes.
Think about it. This is why we as conservatives fight against big government. This is why we as conservatives don't want that centralized power in Washington, some bureaucrat from Portland, Oregon, telling you how to raise your children here in Mamu. But,
I ain't trying to pay for nobody's happy ending.
We call this TOJ. It stands for Treasury Office of Governmental Efficiency.
I like it. TOJ. Get the Hey, if you get a T-shirt, can I have one?
Sure.
I'll pay for it. I don't want to violate any ethical rules. I'll pay for it. I don't want the government to pay for it. I'll pay for mine. How about this? Me and Treasurer Fleming have our TOJ shirt on. I like that. So that's fantastic. How do the folks get to see this?
They can go to our website, just Google Louisiana Treasurer. And on it, you'll find a button. You click that indicates what it is, K through 12 transparency. And like I say, it's easy, and a lot of people go to it. And you can see what the payrolls are. You can see what the contracts and who they're with. You can see the administrative costs versus the teacher's cost. I mean, how are we ever going to get teacher salaries up until we have a more efficient government, particularly in the school system?
Well said on that. You know, a local municipality had this thing called open checkbook for 4 years, and now it magically went away. It sounds just like the Toge effort. Why would some... Wait, that's a different topic. Sorry, Mr. Treasurer. Sorry. I'll bring it back to the topic of the day. Hey, so we got about a minute left. On the campaign trail, you've been at it for a while.
Yes.
You know, you're all over our great state. What stands out about you? What stands out about your travels?
Well, so I have more Washington experience than anybody in this race, but for Bill Cassidy. But I think I'd like to compare my record against his 97% conservative voting record. His is in the 40s or 50s. A+ on Numbers USA, which is protecting the border. A+ NRA gun. The only candidate who's actually passed a federal pro-gun bill into law. I'm the only candidate in this race among the competitive members who opposes carbon capture and sequestration. Others have not only supported it, including Bill Cassidy, but voted for it, in some cases a number of times. And I think that's very toxic for our state. And so I think that, to be honest with you, I'm the most conservative. In fact, my tagline is I was MAGA before MAGA was cool. And I stood up the House.
Keep getting these T-shirt ideas. I don't know, man.
And I was one of the 9 founders of the House Freedom Caucus in Washington, which is the anchor for conservatism, and I think the pre-runner to MAGA, and has facilitated Trump to be so successful. I mean, he's been successful on his own, but I think we've been good partners.
I would say so. I think he would say the same thing. Hey, look, we're going to keep track of the race, but I'll tell you this. I certainly appreciate the time that our treasurer made for us. I know you're busy on the campaign trail. I know our folks on the listening and viewing audience really appreciate the time. Be safe out there. Thanks. You'll be in my prayers along with the other candidates, man. Just hang in there and keep fighting the good fight. Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We certainly appreciate you. Be careful out there. May God bless you and be kind.